The only way I know for Chief to isolate layers is to go into the layer display and um, you know, check everything off, make it its own layer set with just one layer, and then you could do something with that layer. Well, here I need all these, which are temporarily on a what I call general layer or junk layer, but G for general. It's stuff that's for my own purposes as a designer and not stuff that I need for printing or for the client. But I need it now that I'm done with what I was doing in that case, having it its own special case, because these are Sears and Roebuck blocks, and so some of these things are like 24 inches wide, and so here these are standard 8/16s, and so now that this is done, I want them to be on this layer because in AutoCAD it's a printing issue. My line weight prints, and my junk layers or my general layers don't print. But this thin, it's called D-object thin. It's a very thin line when I print it. So things are by color. And you can do other things. You can have it actually show up as line weight on drawings, but I find it very hard to read. So no matter where I zoom, the line is just the line. And that makes it very, very easy to read. But here's the feature that I would love to see Chief develop. This is called an isolate layer button, and then there's an unisolate layer. So if I want to change all these, look at all of them, and they're stuck inside here behind this stair that you can see through. This is a house fire issue, so I'm going to be keeping the wall, but I'm doing the as-builts right now, and so I want to change those to this layer. So I'm going to isolate them by picking that layer, entering it, and boom, you can see the others are grayed out. So now when I select them, it looks like it selected the other layers, but it's going to give me a message that says, hey, sorry, couldn't change those because they were locked. I'm going to go to the D-object thin layer, put them on it. Then it's going to say one or more selected objects is on a locked layer and cannot be updated. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. Close. Now it's updated. And you can see they changed color, even in the gray, and they're still selected. You can see what did not select because it's not dashed. Then I hit unisolate, and I'm back. Now I can hit save, and it was that quick, that easy. I could have, done anything with them. I could have moved them. I could have copied them. I could have rotated them. I could do anything that I needed on that layer very quickly by just using that layer isolate. Just phenomenal. And yeah, I love that you can do things by layer. So if instead of having to go to a list on the side to say freeze a layer, lock a layer, or turn off a layer. So I'm going to turn it off. Boom, it's off. Now, if I move these things, like I want to move, let's say I just want to move this window. So I move it and I grab it and I move it over, and then I go to my layers, hit D to get up there, and boom, turn it on, and look, it kind of, you have the ability to accidentally grab stuff. Now in this case, apparently I didn't select enough, but it was just, or maybe I had frozen it instead of turning it off. So off is different than frozen. So I'm just hitting the undo button. And spacebar to enter is killer. But that layer isolate, and then the ability to do things by saying, okay, I want to work on a certain layer, make it current. So I'll pick an object and say, make that the current layer. And well, here, it was the current layer. But here, I make current, and now that is the layer I'm on. So when I draw a line, I'm on that layer. I've suddenly switched. But I work my junk layer a lot of the times, and then I'll just, like if I draw this line in the junk layer, because I do a lot of stuff, just in the junk layer, and then I do match properties MA, and I would say I want it to be on the dark layer. And boom, it's done that quick. Super cool features that I think could easily be incorporated into Chief. Love to see them. Just some suggestions. This is Mark with Not Square Design, and thank you for listening.